welcome back to America's Voice Live. Glad to have you here as we continue. Congress facing another budget showdown and shutdown possibly as the end of the month deadline looms. Senate Democrats are digging in, rejecting the clean bill the House passed that extends funding until Thanksgiving, instead pushing policies like Medicaid for illegal aliens, adding billions to the $37 trillion national debt. They would rather force a shutdown than show fiscal restraint. The Fed cut rates last week, a meager 25 basis points from 4.25% to 4%, nowhere near enough to ease the pain from the 4 years of Joe Biden's America Last economy. Join me now, Tommy Aiello, Senior Director of Government Affairs at the National Taxpayers Union. Tommy, nice to see you again.
Good afternoon.
All right, so where do we go from here? Yeah, where are we going from here?
Yeah, it seems like we're careening towards a government shutdown. And as you rightly noted, House Republicans, they passed a clean CR that takes us for another 7 weeks with the government funded, ensures that the government doesn't shut down. And it seems like Senate Democrats, they want to play hardball with Medicaid. They want to overturn many of the really good pro-taxpayer provisions in the one big beautiful bill that protects people that actually genuinely need Medicaid coverage. It really is a mistake on the Democrats' end to try and reverse some of those good things.
Yeah. Good to know that. So, look, it's past the House, right? It's on to the Senate.
Yep.
But the Democrats don't care. They don't care. And you know what? If it was the other way, the Republicans probably wouldn't help them either. But, this idea that somehow it's Trump's government shutdown. Look, last 12 times there were government shutdowns, I remember not caring, honestly. Is that fair? It doesn't affect most people. It doesn't affect most people.
Yeah, I look at it from this way. No one wins in a government shutdown, right? It means bureaucrats, they're not working, but they're getting paid to work. So it's very inefficient from a taxpayer's perspective. It means small business loans can't get processed. It means fossil fuel energy projects can't have their permits approved. And it adds to this dysfunction. I think President Trump is exactly right to say, let's just fund the government at the current levels to give us more time to negotiate. I don't think that's an unreasonable position. It's really the Democrats that are being the unreasonable ones, and they want the government shut down so they can blame President Trump.
Yeah, of course they do. They want to get political points here. But I don't think there's any political points to be scored here. I don't. What are you going to win? Oh, the government shutdown. People have work to do. They have got kids in school and a job to go to and other things to concern themselves with. Unless they work for the government in a non-critical position. And if it's non-critical, maybe we can get rid of that position altogether. Just an idea. But if they're in a non-critical position, Tommy, they're going to go home for a few days. What happens? After whatever period of time, they come back together. They spend more of our taxpayer dollars on stupid things. They go back to work. The people get their paychecks. The American taxpayer gets abused, and everybody gets their money. My money. Yeah. Where am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. And I would just say the Democrats' position here is really not a very strong one, right? They're going to be blamed for the shutdown. It's always the ones that want to shut down the government that are blamed for it, right? Democrats, they want to shut down the government if we don't extend COVID-era Obamacare subsidies that cost $410 billion. That's a lot of money. Roll back to the coverage of illegal immigrants receiving Medicaid coverage. What else? Work requirements, 20-hour-a-week work requirements for Medicaid. They want to roll those back. All of these things, it's going to cost hundreds of billions of dollars a year. That is absolutely ridiculous. So President Trump, he's called those demands ridiculous and unserious. He's 100% right. I really hope he can find a way to keep the government open. But at the end of the day, if Democrats want to be the ones to shut it down, I think the American people are not going to look very kindly upon that.
Yep. All right. I don't think so either. Look, playing politics, this is it's noise to most people. Tommy, it's just noise. It is. What we'd like to see them, take money out of the budget and save us tax dollars. We'd like to see them reduce the budget, reduce spending, stop squandering money. We'd like to see DOGE ideas implemented so that the amount of tax burden we pay is lowered, right? I mean, we'd like to see those basis points lowered on interest so we can get a better loan on a used car or a better mortgage rate so we can own a house. Isn't that what people are concerned about? I mean, honestly?
No, 100%. And I think the Fed is going to line themselves up to continue to cut over the course of the next 5 to 6 months. That's a very good thing. It'll make credit cheaper. It'll make it more affordable to buy a house, refinance your house, get a car loan. All of those things are really good. And that actually impacts people's wallets. But, at the same time, you mentioned we need to rein in spending. Totally agree, right? We're running $2 trillion annual deficits. That's unsustainable, right? We whether the Democrats want to play ball to try and reduce government waste, that's up to them. There's a way to do it without them, and that's through reconciliation, the same process we did the One Big Beautiful Bill Act through. We don't need Democrats for that. We just need Republicans to step up and say we need to cut spending. We need to get our budgets in order. They can do it, and they should do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's shift gears just for one moment, because one of the problems here, I think, is who's in charge of the Democrats. How are you going to get a bill through when you've got Hakeem Jeffries over here? You've got Chuck Schumer. You've got Hillary Clinton out there using, again, incendiary language again today about, Donald Trump and Republicans being fascist. If you have no actual leader of the Democrat Party, which appears to be the case, how do you move it forward?
Yeah, the funny thing is, I was reading an article today. Most of the people that are running in Senate primaries for the Senate are saying Chuck Schumer shouldn't be majority leader if they take back the Senate, right? Chuck Schumer, he's basically a lone man taking a walk. He doesn't have the full command of his conference or caucus behind him. I think if this government shutdown drags on and they realize that they're getting blamed for keeping the government shut down, you're going to have individual members buck party leadership and actually caucus with Republicans to try and open the government again. Hopefully we don't have to shut down the government at all, but just reading the tea leaves, it really doesn't seem that the conference really wants to do that. It's Chuck Schumer trying to hold everybody together, but I think if this drags on, he's not going to be very successful in that regard.
I'm not sure Chuck Schumer will be in charge of the Senate Democrats if he continues down this road. I don't think Hakeem Jeffries is going to be in charge of the House Democrats, honestly. Everybody wants, changes, right? Everybody wants, and when I say everyone, I mean Democrats are not impressed with their leadership. I just saw polling over on Chicken Noodle News. They don't like them at all. Anyhow, I give you the last word.
No, I would just add Chuck Schumer is deathly afraid of a progressive primary opponent in 2028 from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So he needs to try and take this attack Donald Trump, attack Republican stance that is really going to play well with the party base. That way he can keep his seat in 2028. But I'll bet you she primaries him and she beats him.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Frightening, that is. Tommy, I always appreciate you being here. Senior Director, Government Affairs, National Taxpayers Union. Look out for my money, would you please?
We try to. Thank you.
I appreciate that. All right. When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold, whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification? Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold, and so they created something special. Till September 30th, if you are a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. Claim eligibility to start the process. Request an info kit now. Just text America to 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you're still eligible for a rebate in free metals of up to $10,000. Birch Gold is the only precious metals company I trust, as do their tens of thousands of customers. So make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by September 30. Text America to 989898. Claim your eligibility and get your free information kit. Again, text America to 989898. All right. After the break, I'll discuss Cornell University student councils telling their fellow peers don't attend diversity events if you don't belong to a marginalized group. If you're white, you're not welcome. Details coming up.